My channel. Today, the question is, do I have to be with a securely attached partner to heal my own attachment injuries? Watch this video. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please click the little subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. I want to dive in. This question came from my emotional rehab group this morning. Do you think if someone has an attachment injury, they have to find a partner who doesn't have an attachment injury? Or can you find a partner that does have the attachment injury but is doing the work and have a successful relationship? This is my answer. By being someone who used to have an anxious attachment style, now I would say I have a very secure attachment style, but this took a lot of work. This took me choosing me to get securely attached to me before I attached again to another. So this is what I've learned through my own self and through the thousands of clients that I've helped with at this point, because it is always very similar. If you are in a relationship with someone who is also insecurely attached, what that means is either they have an anxious attachment or an avoidant attachment. Usually people with an anxious get with an avoidant, and this is why I'm going to say this is why. Also though, I have personally been in an anxious relationship, and wow, is that fun. This is what I'll say about it. We look to the opposite as an equally wounded person, right? But it feels like an addiction, like an obsession, like an excitement, like, oh my God, this is my person. Why? Because anxious and avoidant are both looking for their other half to feel whole. We feel like this is the antidote to my wounding. This is what it feels like. It feels like love, but it's not love. It oftentimes turns into a toxic relationship. It oftentimes turns into what I would call love addiction. It oftentimes turns into the person that definitely fixes our issue for the time being, and then it unravels into the same issue again. Because two wounded people cannot heal each other's wounds. You must heal your own wounds. And that's what these relationships do, is they push us back into self, truly. So this is what I want to explain. When you're constantly in fight, flight, or freeze mode, right? Your nervous system is like dysregulated. You're looking outside of you to get regulation. The reason you have a dysregulated nervous system in the first place is because you had an attachment trauma with your parent. You learned to be really anxious. You learned to be really avoidant because you didn't want to be anxious. So we look for that antidote to heal this. But what happens is we're going to find the opposite because it doesn't feel like an energetic match. A securely attached person feels boring to us, feels like not really stimulated, feels not really passionate, feels not really exciting. You know what I'm talking about? We need the securely attached person, but until we start to be securely attached within ourselves, we're not going to want that. It's going to feel too foreign. It's going to be so counterintuitive that we think our intuition is saying it's wrong. That's correct, because you're still functioning from a wounded place, right? Take that in. So what we need to do is understand that if we're being addicted to people or we're feeling an excitement, I say stop and find out about their attachment. Find out if they had an alcoholic parent or a wound from childhood or a relationship with a narcissist. Find out what their attachment injury is, and then encourage them to do the inner work. You cannot do the inner work for someone else. A lot of times we try to do that so that we don't have to do our own. If they get healed, then I'll be healed because they'll treat me the way that I want to be treated. No. Encourage them to do their inner work while you do your inner work. Now, here is the issue with that sometimes, is you are too triggered all the time. If your nervous system is consistently being triggered with abandonment, because that's what happens with avoidant and anxious, the abandonment wounds that they both have come up, and then you're scared again, and then you're freaked out again, and then you're reacting out of these coping mechanisms again. So if you can stay in the fire, good for you. But it's hard. It's hard to be consistently triggered in your nervous system. You cannot heal your nervous system with constant triggers of attachment. You cannot, right? So do your work, I'll do my work. When we're securely attached enough, let's try to come back together. This is my suggestion. I've been in those positions where I'm like, shit, I know that I'm feeling this abandonment crap, which means I have to go heal this more. And I know that I really want to be with this person, but I'm not going to heal this shit with this person because he keeps triggering me. And if he keeps triggering me, it means I have some work to do, right? Because once it's healed, I'm not really triggered. I just notice it and I'm like, yeah, no. But if it triggers me, it's because I'm still addicted to it, which means I still have to do some work. So the answer to your beautiful question, beautiful client of mine, is probably not. You probably can't have a healthy relationship unless both people have a secure attachment. This is what I've also learned by having an anxious attachment style. By being in relationship with someone that has a secure attachment, yes, it's annoying sometimes and it's triggering, but my nervous system was healing because I was learning through this secure attachment that love is safe, that love doesn't always leave, that I can maybe find that within myself. And as I was healing myself, because this person put up with me, the relationship could flourish. But if you're so insecurely attached and you're with someone secure, that might be very triggering for you, but that will ultimately be the healthy dynamic you're looking for because it's mirroring to you the secure attachment in you that has yet to be anchored. But the insecure attached person is mirroring to you your own insecure attachment. And those two insecure people are never going to be secure. It's like two wounded people aren't going to be whole unless they become securely attached to self on their own. So I suggest to you checking out one of my courses. They all help you do this. Emotional rehab, number 1, though. Inner work, number 1. After that, shadow work. You need to be securely attached to self. What that means is I deserve to be loved whether you love me or not, whether I believe that or not. Step 1. We need to dive in. Please check the links below for more questions and comments that you may have. Please leave a comment below and I will respond. I adore you guys. I'm really proud of you for doing the work. It's tough, but if you're diligent, I will just let you know. I had another client ask me today, Candace, do you ever get tired of inner work? Doesn't it get so much? And I say, over time, it's not at all. I'll say, ooh, there's something I want to go deeper in with my father wound. Let me write that down, get the insight, and move forward. It doesn't affect my life anymore. It doesn't throw me off self anymore. It's just deeper things to look into as I'm still being me and doing me. It doesn't throw me off my purpose. It doesn't throw me off my life. It doesn't throw me off my emotional space. It doesn't throw me off my day. This is the beauty of doing inner work. As we become masters of our own inner work, it doesn't master us. Know that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you next week.